Welcome to the weekly challenge. This week, we're going to build a form in ASP.NET Core Razor Pages that does a few interesting things. Think you can do that? Let's find out. Now, if you're not familiar with the weekly challenge, let me explain. Each week, I challenge you to tackle a topic in C#. I give you all the materials you need to get started. Each challenge should take between 10 minutes and half an hour to complete. That isn't a lot of time to dedicate to improve your C# skills, but I guarantee you that if you do a challenge each week, your skills will grow. Now, if you're interested in how I would do it, or if you get stuck, you can follow the link in the description to sign up for my solutions. The best part is you'll get all the back issues of the challenges as well. Either way, follow the other link in the description to get the challenge file associated with this challenge. Okay, so let's look at what this challenge is. The primary challenge is to create an ASP.NET Core Razor Pages application. It's quite a mouthful. Create a sign-up page in that application that captures the first name, the last name, the email address, and the password of the user. Now note, I picked those 4 fields for a reason. Okay, email address, you need to have a little bit of validation, at least making sure that it's a valid email address. And password, you shouldn't show that on the screen. It should be just those bubbles. Okay? Now, with those 4, when you capture them, verify that the values are captured upon submitting the form. So make sure when you post this form that those values have been captured. And then the last little bit for the primary challenge is to capture all these values in one class object. So you don't want to have 4 different objects or properties holding these 4 pieces of information in your code behind for your Razor page. Instead, you want a model that holds these 4 pieces of information, and then you have just that model as a property on your, I call it code behind because that's the most familiar, but it's the model for the Razor page. Okay, so in the sign up model, you want to have one property that has a model itself that has those 4 properties. Okay? Now, that's the primary challenge. The bonus challenge is to create a thank you page that you redirect to after submitting the form. So when I submit the form, if it's a valid form, then go ahead and redirect to the thank you page. Now, when you redirect to that thank you page, pass in an ID. And I say simulated here because in the real world, what happens is the user says, I want to edit this person. And it takes them to a form page that has the information they can make some modifications. And then when they're done making the edits, it's going to post those to the database and then redirect them to a view page that has just displays for this data, but it's the same data. It's just labels instead. And so you have to pass in the ID of whatever user you modified. That's what we're going to simulate here. So just pass in an integer. So pass in like 15, let's say. And that's it. So you don't have to actually go to a database. There's no database involvement in this. So just pass an ID, let's say a 15 or whatever number you want to pass in to the thank you page. Verify that that number gets to the thank you page. Also, on the sign up page, so back on the original page we just created in the primary challenge, accept a mode value of light or dark as a query parameter. Now, if you're not familiar, a query parameter is in the URL. You have that question mark mode equals light or question mark mode equals dark. That's what we're looking at here. So take in that query parameter and then on the page somewhere, doesn't matter where, say this is dark mode or this is light mode. You're not actually changing the mode itself. You're not changing the CSS. You're just displaying a string that says this is dark mode or this is light mode, depending on what the query parameter value is. Okay? So those are the 2 kind of tweaks to this challenge to make it the bonus challenge. Now, these are things you'll have to do in the real world. That's why I specifically chose these things. They're meant to stretch you and grow you and push you in areas that you'll end up needing when building these types of forms. Okay? So that is the Razor Pages Form Challenge. You got it? I hope so. Good luck and happy coding.